Coming up, I'll be talking with Chief Tim Butler of the St. Paul Fire Department. We'll be talking about the third year of his term in office, I suppose would be a good way of framing it, next on the St. Paul Forum. Welcome to the St. Paul Forum. I'm Lisa Tabor, your guest alternate host, along with John Forty, while Mike Wassenaar is on sabbatical. We're here today talking with Chief Tim Butler of the St. Paul Fire Department about his third year in office. Chief, thank you very much for being here with us today.
Lisa. Thank you.
And for handling my nervousness. I appreciate it. First question is, you are 3 years in office now,
right.
And you said that you just recently completed the Fire Academy training.
Right.
Isn't that unusual?
For a St. Paul Fire Chief, it's unusual. All the chiefs that we've had so far in our 150-year history have been professional firefighters before becoming chief. I was not a professional firefighter, although I worked for the St. Paul Fire and Police Department since 1990 and had been a volunteer firefighter in a couple of different departments. I never went through the St. Paul ranks, and I never went through the academy. So when we recently hired 20 new recruits, I said, I'm going to get in shape and go through the academy with them. And on Friday, we graduated 21 of us, and it was quite a challenge to go through that process.
Well, congratulations. How do you think that training now that you've experienced it might enhance your ability to lead?
I think my appreciation for what our people do has dramatically increased. I mean, I thought I had good appreciation for the troops before until you've humped the hose and climbed the ladders and fought the fires and chopped through the roofs. You really don't have appreciation really for what they go through and the equipment they use and how heavy things are and just wrestling with the cold weather and things.
Oh, yeah.
And my perspective is so much bigger than it was before. The amount of the scope of things that our men and women get involved in trying to answer everybody's call and being that last stop, that last cry for help. We go on everything, whether it's a fire emergency or if somebody doesn't know who to call, they call us. And we go and we try to handle their emergency. And that was quite an impressive display of what we all get involved in.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And thank you so much for doing that too.
You're welcome.
As firefighters, we really appreciate that you are first call, and last call.
That's right.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So I did a little research on you,
Good.
And I came across a blog.
Oh, yes.
And so is the blog then a little sampling of your experiences?
Yep, the blog was actually suggested by Council President Kathy Lantry, and she said, why don't you blog your experience going through the academy? And I thought, well, my first question to her was, well, who would read it? And she said, probably people that want to be firefighters or are thinking about that as a career and wonder, what is it like to go through the academy? So I did. I kept an online journal of my experience almost every day through the academy and all 61 days, and it was quite an experience. I got email from all over the United States about people who were reading it. I connected with firefighters from my old fire departments that are reading it, and it was fun. I will keep it going, even though I won't talk about the academy per se, but there's a lot of things that happen in the fire department and in the chief's office that I think citizens would like to know about, the behind the scenes kind of things and some of the public happenings in the fire department, and so I'll keep it going. On Scene with Car One is the name of the blog.
Oh, interesting. So hopefully we'll get a little preview of behind the scenes things today.
I'm looking forward to that, you bet.
So the blog is innovative. It's a new addition to your job, to your leadership. Tell us about some of the other innovations that you've enacted since you started?
Well, it's the 2 years I've been in office so far has been quite a ride. So we have tried to do a number of innovative things. One of them, and one of the big initiatives in my administration, is trying to reconnect with our neighborhoods and our communities. And it seems funny because we're in the neighborhoods and the communities and we serve them every day, and yet sometimes we seem to have lost that intimate connection with the neighborhood, the businesses and the families. That's where we came from. We used to be neighborhood based and we used to draw from the neighborhoods, our employees, and we're less so than we had been in the past. So just opening our fire stations up with open houses and birthday celebrations and those kind of things has been quite a treat. And it's been great for the community, but it's also helped us rediscover our roots and our history. Our centennial birthday celebration at Station 18 in the summer of 2008 was a great example. 100 years old, and we opened it up and we had people from all over the neighborhood come and say, you know, my uncle used to work at this station, my grandpa used to work here, I slid your fire pole when I was 6 years old, that was my first introduction to the fire department. So some great stories like that and some great historical antique apparatus and things like that. It's been great.
So how will you keep that going?
Well, we're going to continue with our outreach to young people particularly. We restarted our Explorer program, which is like Boy Scout, Girl Scouts.
I remember that.
Yeah, and we used to have it. It went defunct a few years back, and we were out at the scene of a fire one night, and I was talking to the former Explorer director, and it was like a little treasure box that he had. He said, Chief, we want to start this, and we have the training manual, we have the SOPs, we have a cash box. And when he said that, I thought, they're harboring something that was precious, and for some reason we let it go. Let's bring those ideas back. And now we have a robust youth group of about 21 young men and women that want to be firefighters, or at least want to explore that opportunity. And they're young people from 14 to 21 years old. And when they graduate from that program, they could take the fire test and become firefighters if they like.
Really?
So that's been a great opportunity. We started a citizen academy where ordinary citizens can come and take a 4-day training course. They actually dress in the gear of a firefighter, go into fires, go into rescue situations, just in a very safe and controlled environment with a firefighter right on their shoulder. But it's a great opportunity for them to see firsthand what we do and why we do it. And that's been a great experience as well.
So you talked about being in the neighborhoods where you originated. Talk about some of the buildings. There's a new building.
There's a new building.
And what will that be like?
Oh, it's fabulous. It's on the corner of Randolph and 7th Street, and it basically, we were in an old public safety building down on Minnesota in 11th. It was built in 1930. And the police and health department and fire and the jail used to all be co-located in that building. Well, as the city changed and they wanted to find a new use for that building, all the tenants in that building gradually moved out till fire was the only one left behind. So we built a new headquarters building. We just moved into it last month, and we've moved down there now. And there's two parts of the building. There's the headquarters building, which we're in now, and there's a fire station component that will be finished in the next month. And that'll be our new fire station number 1. And we'll take our current fire station 1 and our current fire station 10, merge that together and put it into the new building. So
oh my, okay.
It'll be nice.
Oh yeah, and is there a naming? Or is the building going to be named?
There's a naming contest right now for the headquarters portion.
All right.
And what we did, we solicited nominations from the firefighters and the community and the general public. We have that, we had 21 nominations forwarded to us. And now a committee will look at those names, narrow it down to about 3 or 4 choices, and then the firefighters and the mayor's office will make the final choice on.
So can we lobby for a name that we?
You certainly, as long as it's one of the 21 that's been submitted, you sure can.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
That's great. What a great idea
Yeah.
to engage the community in.
We wanted it to be, our fire stations used to be the cornerstone, that safe haven in the neighborhood. We want it to be very community-based down there. And so we've been trying to be a good partner down there with the community and address not only their need for a safe haven in their neighborhood, but something that reflects the culture of the West 7th community and the involvement of the community and the young people that are going to be living there. So.